Makes me happy. And I hope you too. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And today brings us hashtag PAE24, which is Post Art Exhibit 24. It used to be called, formerly known as Twitter Art Exhibit. Okay? But as you know, X Art Exhibit just sounds so wrong. Anyway, it's been renamed, in the process of mostly being rebranded. Shouldn't take but this first exhibit under that new name to get her done. Okay. So I decided to do a face this year, and I went through one of my little notebooks that has faces in it. Oh, pretty handy. And I saw this one and I thought, yeah, I like that one. So we recreated it using just, graphite drawing pencil. The original face was done it was done in May of 2018. So yeah, she's been around. And this year, in case you don't know, the Postcard art exhibit is to raise funds and to benefit whichever charity for that particular year. They've had several in the past. I've done, 7, 8 of these. I guess it would be 8 or 9 years now then. I don't know. I didn't count back. But it's been a couple days. And typically I show you the postcard that I send in after they've already started accepting registrations to do so. I've gotten several emails in the past. You need to tell me in advance, blah, blah, blah. Please consider this in advance, because theoretically, technically, you cannot register for PAE24 until March 28th. Okay? So this is your advance notice if you would like to participate. Okay? This year it is for the benefit of Millhouse Foundation. There's a link in the description below along with my ingredient list. Okay. You register, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything except the piece of art that you make that needs to be original. They have some guidelines, of course, and it is a postcard, so it technically for sure needs to be mailable. Okay, when we send them into wherever we're going to send them this year, because I don't even know that part yet, you are asked to mail it in, in an envelope, so it's not messed up before it gets auctioned off, because they do auction these, and they also have online sales. Now this year it's to take place in McKinney, Texas on September 28th. Now sometimes those dates have to be changed a little bit due to whatever circumstances that may be going on. Okay. So I drew out or recreated this face. She may be a little bit bigger than the original, not by much. The postcard size, I'm hoping, is the same as it was last year, which was 5x7. They used to be American size postcards, the 4x6, and then it increased slightly. One year we had to use the centimeters. And for the last 3 years, it's been the 5x7, and I think they like that size best. They also have catalogs and posters and all that kind of stuff, and you can make straight up donations to them. If you do register, which is free, you will do your postcard, and you just do one postcard from each artist, and they do hope to get, and they pretty much always have gotten art from all around the world, various artist experience, and just all kinds of stuff. And one year, I'm going to toot my horn, y'all, one year my postcard was one of several on the cover of the catalog. Toot toot, y'all. Anyways, we are painting, and as you may know, when you're painting faces, I call them faces because they're technically not a portrait, because I have no idea. This is just a face I made up in my head. I mean, you know, you can do that kind of thing if you want to. So it's a matter of pushing and pulling. When I first started, I used burnt umber, and I am using Golden Brand retarder, which extends the drying time of your acrylic paints, because I am using acrylic paints. This is mixed media because I did use graphite. I am using paper. I am painting this on cardstock, and I know everyone's like, oh, shudder to think, cardstock. You know, I like it. It works just fine for me. I've also done faces on watercolor paper and canvases. I mean, you know, it's pretty much all good, y'all. So it's just what you get accustomed to. Now, I will tell you, when you're drawing faces and or painting faces, when you do it laying down the paper, your substrate is laying down flat on your surface, your desk, your your perspective for nose lengths and widths, and the space between the nose and the top lip and the lip and the bottom of the chin, all that gets distorted, okay, when you're doing it on a flat surface as opposed to doing it on a raised up surface. I do sometimes compensate for that because I like drawing them flat on the table, y'all. I just do, okay? I've done them standing up, or, you know, the substrate standing up, but, you know, I like doing it this way. You do it whatever way makes you happy and works for you and the kind of art you do, okay? They don't have to be realistic. They can be realistic. They don't have to be painted, but they can be painted. They do ask that you use mediums that are, you know, permanent, that they're not going to necessarily shift should they get wet or damp. You know, we are talking about stuff that goes through the post office. Now, some of my film was misfilmed. You know, sometimes when I get to painting on faces, I can spend a really long time doing them. And when I say really long time, I do mean even these small ones, you know, take just as much time as a big one. Because you push your shading and you pull your light and you push your shadings. And, you know, it's a pushy-pull kind of situation. So it's back and forth and back and forth. And I did forget to turn the camera on when I was doing the eyes. Now, I'm known for doing big eyes. I like them. That's what I do. I also don't necessarily do eyebrows or eyelashes. Most of my faces do not have eyebrows. And a lot of them don't have hair. Okay? That's just me. You can do abstract, whatever you want to do. So this particular one and the current mode of eyebrows are thick. You know, back in my day, they were thinner. Okay, just saying, they were thinner. Now they are woolly eyebrows. I think of them as woolly eyebrows. No offense to anyone. Okay? And when I saw her, you know, when I don't remember, and I didn't take any notes for what I was doing or felt or anything like that at the time that she was originally drawn in 2018. But when I saw her and I saw how her hair or lack of hair, I don't know how you want to see it, I thought they looked like a bunch of, you know, stickies, the little yellow stickies that we write notes on. I thought they looked like that. So that's what they're becoming, yellow stickies. Heat gun, y'all. I do from time to time use the heat gun to dry this because, like I said, I am using a paint dry retarder, slow dry blending kind of stuff. And at times I stop and I examine and I turn this way and I turn that way. And I was originally going to make her in a teal colored outfit. I don't know if that's a dress that she's wearing. I don't know what it is, y'all. Okay, I don't know. I'm just going with it. So I went ahead and started with the yellow. Yeah, coincide with the stickies on her head. And my original drawing had some swirly stuff going on there. It could have been, when I first saw it, it reminded me of outer space, the cosmos. But because we're going with the yellow now, I don't know what it is. It's just swirly stuff on her. And I'm adding a lighter yellow now just to add various shades of her clothing. And I will go over the swirly bits with a teal and a turquoisey and kind of a yellowy green. And then I end up putting a glaze of gold acrylic paint over her outfit. I decided to use a piece of paintable wallpaper. It is textured. And I still just wanted to get that teal in there, turquoise, whatever you want to call it. And I thought, yes. And because it is very heavily textured, I am scrubbing it in there. Okay. And I'm like, well, I like it, but it looks kind of plain, y'all. So I came back with some of the color that we had done on the swirly parts of her outfit, and I thought, I started putting it on there, and I thought, I don't like how that looks. So I got my not wet, it's damp paper, baby wipe. It's baby wipe, y'all. And I started wiping it off, and I thought, I like that too. So we end up doing it like this. And at some point, I went around the edge lightly with some garden patina ink. And probably it looks now like I've touched on it with a bit of black it would have been archival ink. Now I had coated her. Once I get a section done, like, I got her eyes done, I coated those with fluid matte medium. And then, so, just in case you drop your paintbrush again, APG, you can kind of rescue it for the most part. So she had a couple of coats of fluid matte medium. I cut her out, I fussy cut her out of the cardstock. Aleene's original tacky glue to glue her on top of our wallpaper, and she dried overnight. Oh, it's flip-flop time, y'all. Then I went over the whole thing with 2 coats of gloss varnish because I want to make sure everything's nice and sealed up. And the back is not on there yet, y'all. Okay. Ta-da! Photo montage. Anyway, the back's not on there at the time of this voiceover because I have to wait to register. When you register, they will email you, the information that you're going to need for where you're going to mail it and all that kind of stuff. And they have a specific back format printing that they want, so you have to print that out and then you stick that on the back of your postcard. Okay. And I'm pretty happy with her. I think she came out pretty good. She's an unusual looking lady. Okay. And her title is She Has a Lot on Her Mind. Okay. Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all.